Howdy. So it's a Sunday night. It's been a been a weird week. Um, Thursday morning, I was driving to work and smoke started pouring out from under the hood of my car, and I was like, "That's not good." But I was like less than a minute away from work, and I pulled in and I lifted the hood just to make sure it wasn't on fire, because I don't know anything about cars. And I was like, and then I was it's not on fire. And I was like, should I drive home after work? And I was like, it's like, no, I actually like burned out the motor of my last car. So I called a tow truck, got it home, and I got a ride to work in the morning, and then I had a mobile mechanic come check it out, and turns out it was, I wrote it down, but I can't remember, it was a core heater hose and a gasket valve. They were, torn open, and oil. He explained it. And oil was like shooting out and landing on the exhaust, and that was what was causing the smoke. And he changed my oil for parts and labor. It was $250. I gave him an extra $50 because you could have told me anything, and I wouldn't have known what was wrong with it. So it was just, and it sucks because like I didn't have a car for just a day, and I was like, damn it, am I gonna have to get a new car? I thought about buying a Vespa, but it's fine now, so that's good. Yeah, and it made me even more like bummed out that I'm worrying about just a piece of junk car that I used to drive. I don't even like driving. But just having the option, of being able to go somewhere, and even just to the grocery store, the gas station, or the library. But so yeah, a lot of stuff. I haven't just been working on the zine. I haven't felt like doing videos, but since it wasn't, I thought I was have to buy a new car or spend take it. My idea was, I'll take it to Pet Boys and they'll charge me like $1,000 to fix it. So when I found out it was only it was with the tow truck it was like $400, and I was like, well, since I saved a little money, I ordered Silver Surfer Return of Thanos. Oh wait, you can't see that. Like that. And this is just one of my favorite collections. I'll show you next time. And what else? Well, I'm gonna do a short story review. I wrote it down. James Flynn, he wrote a book, 2024, called The Edge of Insanity. Or is it The Edges of Insanity? I think it's just The Edge. I'll put in the description below. But I got a download of I didn't get a physical copy, but he sent me hey, James, this one's for you. He sent me a digital copy of his book of short stories, and I told him, I'm reading so much. I'm reading these Silver Surfer collections, and like the Coyote America. But I was like, yeah, I'll read the book of short stories, and I'll do a review for each short story. And the first one was Skeleton Cult, and I was like, I emailed him. I told him that I'll be honest, and I was like, man, I hope it doesn't suck. I hope there's something about it that I like. And I started reading it, and right off, it's like set on an island, and I was like, cannibals, savages. That's what I like to read about, or it's my favorite movies or books or comics or whatever. And it's like 35 pages, maybe 36, and it's not the greatest, but it was good compared to, oh my god, so many books that I've read or short stories that I have no idea what's going on, does not make sense. I was thankful that, okay, I know what's going on, there's something here. And as I was reading it, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. I'll get more into what it's about, but as I was reading it, I was thinking, I was like, is you just stringing me along and then nothing's gonna happen? Because it kind of seemed like it might go in that direction where it just ends and like there's no gore or murders or monsters or just anything, no like climax. And I mean, it kind of wasn't, but still, it kept me interested. So the whole story, it starts out, you're on an island and there's like a tribe, and they're all standing on the beach, and they all have their hands raised up and pointing towards the sky. And they're like following some, so they're all brown people, but they're like not, yeah, like they're worshiping this white dude. And I was like, that's weird. What's a white dude doing on an island of natives? And then like another young white dude washes up on shore. I can't remember his name. And I like how like he's just there. Like it doesn't go into this dude's backstory. It really doesn't even describe what he looks like. He's just there. He went with his friends on a boating expedition to check out some islands. The boat capsized. His friends drowned, and he got swept up to island. So he's there. It doesn't matter. You didn't have to like. And I was good. Okay, don't over-explain. And he's like on the island, and the natives are watching him. And after a while, he just gets into a routine of like sleeping, eating, drinking water. And he sees the other white dude, and tries to talk to him. And this guy's just like standoffish. He just tells him he's studying the island and the people and the fauna and the animals and everything on the island. And so yeah, I was reading it, and it's only like 36 pages, like I said. So, but it took me like 2 days. It's because when I get home, like I started reading it, and it's not because of the story, but I just started dozing off. And now I try not to fight it. Like if I start watching a movie or reading when I get home from work, I just crash out. So now I'll do that to go to sleep. So it's not that the story was boring, but so it took me like 2 days to read it. And as I was reading it, I was like, okay, this book's called The Edge of Insanity. So this isn't, it's not insane. It's not what I was thinking, like, okay, it's like a mass shooter or psycho killer, serial killer, or someone that's not. But at the end of the story, I was like, this does live up to the Edge of Insanity. Because I don't want to spoil the whole thing, because at the end, I was like, well, it was pretty good. Yeah. I would give it a 3 out of 5. It's just a good, it's better than average. I liked it. It was just totally, it just wasn't like, a serial killer or a slasher or a monster. It seemed like James, took his time to think about like a weird, different story, and that's what I appreciate about it most. That it was just different. His writing style is just very, just straightforward, almost just, he's not the best, but he gets his point across. Oh yeah, he used the word, I don't know. He used the word paroxysm, which I just found out what that meant maybe like 2 years ago from the band Rapture. They're Greek, and their album is called Paroxysm of Hatred. And I was like, what does paroxysm mean? So I looked it up, and it's just like it's kind of like an explosive ejection of just any kind of emotion. It's like a burst of energy. And it could be good, bad, anything. Oh man. And he used paroxysm, and I wouldn't have known what it meant if I hadn't gotten that album from Rapture. It was really good, like brutal thrash, a tinge of death. But Skeleton Cult, I like that name. I like that title for anything. It reminds me of that Slayer song, Skeleton Christ. And also, there is a little killing in it. I liked how it wasn't, he's not like the extreme gore violence, over the top stuff. He just tells you what happens, and it was pretty brutal, but he doesn't dwell on it. Maybe, sometimes it's good to do that, and sometimes it's not needed, and here he just found that balance. Should you read it? I mean, there's so much to read. If you could get a physical copy of it, yeah, I'd really like to have, have it in my hands. The cover's cool, and it was a good introduction to the book. There's more stories, and what else? I'm just glad. I'm glad he reached out and contacted me. So, James Flynn, his book of short stories. So far, so good. Yeah, I was really worried because I'm communicating with him, and I didn't want to. Oh yeah, James. I have to also tell you that in my zine, and I don't think I've talked about this before. I remember I used to do music reviews, and I became friendly with this guy, and he sent me his music, and it sucked, and I didn't have the heart to review it and tell him how bad his music was, and he got really upset that I didn't review his music, and I couldn't bring myself to tell him that it sucked. And it just started a whole he just would not leave me alone. He'd write me letters, he would email, I even had given him my phone number. He would text me and just tell me what a terrible person I was, how I was a ripoff, how I'm an alcoholic. And if I would have just done a review, told him his music sucked, I'm sure he would have gotten mad, but maybe, he wouldn't have a reason to try to call me out. So I'm being totally honest, that Skeleton Cult, it was a good story. I'm glad. I don't feel like I wasted time reading it. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it because I was like, wow, that's weird. So what did I give it? A 3. So I'll read his other short stories and I'll do a review each of those. I've been watching more. I've racked up a couple of movies. I'm working on the zine right now. And I guess that's it.